Hello, writers. I'm Dr. James Metz, Professor of Writing and Film Studies here at UAGC, and I'd like to welcome you to Week 5 of English 225 Introduction to Film and give you a little insight into what you'll be doing in the final paper, the final film critique, film and social resonance analysis. Now, this is the culmination of all the work you've done for the past weeks. And it's important to remember that you've already done much of the work that you will be using to build this final paper. In your week 2 paper on genre theory, in your week 3 paper on auteur theory, you've written and analyzed scenes from a film, and hopefully you have taken into account your instructor's feedback and you can revise what you've done there according to your instructor's feedback. And you've taken those meaningful parts and put them into the outline you've just completed in week 4. So you've already done a lot of the work that you need to do in building this final paper. So be sure to refer back to that outline or just build on it. The formatting is already there for you. Everything should be in place if you've done it correctly. So look at your instructor's feedback. And because you'll need to be using sources, quoting supporting material, be sure to take a look at the English 225 research guide in the library, because we've already found all of the sources that you might need. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of the sources that you'll need. They're vetted, they're there, they're ready to go, and they will support what you're doing in your analysis. It's also important to, let's scroll all the way down here to the very bottom, to look at the grading rubric for the paper to see what you're going to be graded on, what you're expected to achieve in doing this assignment. So you can be thinking about that as you put it together. Now, be sure to take your time reading this assignment prompt, and I'll tell you why. It's got a lot of tips and tricks baked into it already, describing what you're expected to do, even offering some examples of how you might go about doing that. When you begin to write, we've laid out what you want to do in your introductory paragraph. These are some ideas and some points that you really want to hit as you build this. And you can, again, take some language that you've already written in your weeks 2 and 3 papers and use that. Revise it, make sure it flows, make sure it meets the requirements of this particular assignment, make sure that it addresses the social resonance of film. And to that point, I want to remind you that this week you'll be writing a discussion post on the social resonance of film. Now, you should use that post as a model, as a draft for this paragraph in your final paper, in which you will address the social resonance of the film you're analyzing. There you go. You're going to do it. You'll think about it, rework it, and then fit it right into your paper so that it flows seamlessly. Look down here as you're developing a thesis statement. Here's an example. Here's a link to the Writing a Thesis Statement site in the UAGC Writing Center. Here's some tips in building the body of your paper, and it reminds you that you should be using work that you've already done. So here again, describe the way in which your chosen film has impacted society. That's something that you can draft out, you can sketch out in that discussion this week, discussion number 1. So really start working on those ideas and then bring it into this larger analysis. We really want to set you up for success. And hopefully, if you follow these tips and tricks, if you've paid attention to your instructor's feedback over the past few weeks on your previous assignments, you'll be very well set up. You've got your outline, you're ready to go. Remember, it must be 5 to 6 double-spaced pages, or at least 1,500 to 1,800 words in length. You don't need to go over. Don't forget your title page. Again, that's already laid out in the outline. Don't forget your citations and your resources, references. Um, use the Writing Center if you need help remembering how to format them properly. And ultimately, have fun with it. See how it's going to hone those skills of critical thinking, visual analysis, writing, and cultural fluency that we hope you'll carry with you in the rest of your education and in the rest of your lives. Good luck.